Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rhea Miras, your reporter for today. So, our topic is going to be all about discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. So here are the following objectives that we will learn or our target for our lesson for today. Now, first is understand the issues in human rights violation and discrimination on the basis of SOGIE. Understand the impact of human rights and violations no, no human rights violations and discrimination to the Filipino society. And third, formulate activities and programs to address this human rights violation and discrimination on the basis of SOGIE. So first, before we proceed, let's unlock some terms that could be difficult or we will encounter in this topic. So first is going to be discrimination. Discrimination, the unjust or prejudicial treatment of of different categories of people or things, especially on the ground of race, age, and sex. Sexual orientation. Sexual orientation is a person's identity in relation to gender or genders to which they are sexually attracted to. The fact of being heterosexual, homosexual, etc. Gender identity. It is an individual's personal sense of having a particular gender. Expression, the process of making known one's thought or feelings. SOGIE, an acronym for sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. Last, anti-discriminatory bill, a proposed legislation before the Philippine Congress intended to prevent various economic and public accommodation related acts of discrimination against people based on their SOGIE. Now, SOGIE or sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression in universal policy. So, this one, the Article 2, Section 1, Article 3 and 26 of the Conventional provide for the respect, equality, and non discrimination of all individuals on the ground of their aliyah, race, color, or sex. Now, discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression on the national and local policies. So, LGU from the different cities over the Philippines have been proactive in passing and filing city ordinances banning LGBT discrimination. Presently, the anti discriminatory bill is still pending before the Congress. This bill is expected to be signed into law before the end of the Duterte administration. So, guys, actually, ang local government unit from different cities sa Philippines has been passing, nagsige na sila og pass proactively ug nag-file sila og mga ordinances nga iban jud ang LGBT nga discrimination. So I don't know sa update right now if na-pass na ba jud ni siya sa Congress since it is expected to be signed into law before ma-end ang term ni President Duterte. So continuation in Quezon City, anti-discrimination in employment was enacted in 2004. So since 2004 pa ni ang anti-discrimination sa employment. Okay, and LGBT-friendly provisions are supplemented in Quezon City Gender and Development Ordinance. So, kay di man dyan na siya malikayan nga na mga discrimination, especially kat mga close-minded people, and then they are not open for mga ingnani nga butang. So, discrimination mahitabo jud even sa employment, right? So, good thing is that Quezon City has started this one in 2004, the anti-discrimination in employment. So Albay Province and Bacolod City passed an anti-discrimination ordinance. Los Angeles City not only passed anti-discrimination legislation but created a gay rights desk as well. All right. So sa oh no, sorry. Angeles City, nalibat ako sa Angeles City. So, this is from Philippines. Wala lang sila nagpass og anti-discrimination um, na legislation, but naghimo jud sila og gay rights desk as well, wherein ang mga gay kuha sila mga rights. Okay. So, in the House of Representatives, Representative Raymond Palatino of the Kabataan Party List filed House Resolution number 1333, which seeks to investigate prejudicial, discriminatory, and unjust practices and policies against LGBT students implemented and tolerated in schools, partnering with DepEd and other government agencies to explore the inclusion of a comprehensive gender circulation on basis and secondary education and in vocational and technical schools to incorporate discussion on issues of LGBT persons. So this means that even in school, right? So gina pursue ni always to for the anti-discriminatory bill or anti-discrimination sa especially sa LGBT community. So now, in May 2012, the DepEd issued DepEd Order Number 4, or the DepEd Child Protect Policy, to guarantee the protection of children in schools from any violence, abuse, or exploitation, regardless of sexual orientation and gender identity. So, sa kaning nga mga years, especially high school years or even elementary years, ani siya nga mga time is that kaning mga bago pang ni express how they feel sa ilang gender identity is that usually most of the time maka-experience jud og gender discrimination kay kini mga classmates sa usahay nga mga bugoy. So they do not understand these their classmates having this kind of identity or expression about themselves. Mang bully or even mang tripping ang uban, no? So now good thing is that the DepEd made an ordinance for this, which is the DepEd Child Protection Policy na more protect regardless sa sexual orientation or sexual or gender identity. Now let's continue. Effect of state discrimination in society. The state's treatment of LGBT individuals intensifies discrimination on the basis of SOGIE within Philippines society and social institution. Being young and not conforming to the gender roles assigned to one's sex increases the risk of discrimination and abuse for LGBT persons. This victimization is aggravated by the absence of support mechanism and school policies addressing this concern, as well as the failure of school to safeguard the students from being abused by other students, staff, administration, and teachers. The discrimination LGBT students face in school not only violates the right to be free from discrimination but prevent these individuals from the enjoyment of numerous other rights in the covenant as well. So, this is the reason why it is very important nga in school, the DepEd or the school institution will cooperate with this one, the anti-discrimination on the basis of SOGIE, no matter of what gender you belong, because all of us are just humans and we deserve an equal rights. If di mo cooperate ang schools for this and other sectors, even sa what do you call, sa employment if dili sila mo kanang cooperate for this. So walay mo protect ani nga mga people, and possibility high risk of discrimination and abuse will happen to this LGBT people. Now, homophobia, the stigma and prejudice towards LGBT persons are very present within Filipino society, and that's very true, especially we are kind of very kind of culture into culture kita nga mga tao. So, creating a dangerous climate of hostility towards LGBT people. LGBT youth are often targeted by parents who, upon discovering their child's sexual orientation and or gender identity, feel compelled to inflict physical harm on them out of frustration or in an attempt to prevent their child from expressing their sexuality. Of course, maka-experience should maka-relate should ani ang mga LGBT like gay and lesbian kay especially sa household if parents is not into this LGBT thing, if di sila open ani, so if ang ilang anak ila mahibaw-an nga kanang lahi ang gi-express niya kaysa iyang sexual identity or sa iyang sex, which is female or male, but then pag-express niya sa iyang self is lahi, so mas ang uban ani is masuko ilang panisyon ilang anak ilang kasaban, ang uban worst is isa likway because dili nila dawat ngayon anang ilang mga anak. So now mao dyan na siya nga ang discrimination is always everywhere jud, and we can start it sa ourselves nga dili tamang discriminate because we all deserve an equal right. So discrimination by the Catholic Church, so even the church for this naa siya joy mga discrimination, no. So let's proceed. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines, or CBCP, and Episcopal Commission on the Family of Life, or ECFL, has been fervently demanding Congress for the removal sex, gender, sexual orientation, and gender identity in the comprehensive anti-discrimination ordinances filed in the Senate and in the House of Representatives, claiming that its inclusion will only create problems regarding ethics, marriage, the family, and religious freedom. The reasons that the difference in sex and gender does not belong to same level as difference in race, color, religion, and ethnicity. Antagonists of the anti-discrimination bill claim that passage of anti-discriminatory legislation will open the door for same-sex marriage. A provision allowing for same-sex marriage was not present in anti-discrimination bill at the time of its introduction, first filing, and has never been added. Now, participation of the members of LGBTQ in public life. Article 2005 of the Convention provides for the right of each citizen to participate in public affairs, to vote, and to have equal access to public service in the country. These rights are provided free for unreasonable restriction and free from distinction made on the basis of sex, which, as mentioned above, includes sexual orientation. So, okay, so let's continue now. Discrimination in the military. So now, through their media announcements, it seems that the surface that Philippine military and the police are adhering to the non-discrimination clause of the Philippine Constitution, Article 2, and ICCPR by its declaration of openness to admit gays, lesbians, and bisexual persons in military and police service. Now, good thing is that even in the as we have what we have let's look back first on the discrimination by the Catholic Church. So even that they are like open for that one also, and the discrimination to the military also in the military they are now open to admit gays and lesbians and even bisexual persons sa service. So um that's a good thing because they are cooperating with this one as well. Now, let's continue. Upon closer inspection, the additional conditions required from gay, lesbian, and bisexual applicants and candidates demonstrate lingering prejudice and negative stereotypes towards LGBT person. Also, the military apparent strict adherence exclusively towards heterosexist gender binary, masculine and feminine roles discriminate against those that fall short to his standard and are considered as the benchmark of what constitute being decent and proper and respectful. So, yan ay additional conditions nga gi-require gikan sa mga gay, lesbian, bisexual applicants, no? So, but still, of course, now they are welcome to service in the military. Now, the generalized negative stereotyping of LGBT persons and the misconception that a person's sexual orientation define one's own gender expression are most evident in the common position of APF, PNP, and PMA towards gay and effeminate behavior. The identification of source of discrimination is vital so that you will know these acts are committed or performed by the social institutions, their respective actors. The unified output can result to a class program or activity addressing this concern. So that would be all. And to summarize everything, okay, so this topic discusses about the discrimination on the basis of SOGIE on the different aspects on church, military, and even in school, even in employment. So just take or as a takeout, we should not discriminate anybody no matter of how they express their self with regards to their gender, because we don't have the right to judge others, but only God has the right to judge us all. So, and we also don't have the right to discriminate them because we are all humans and we deserve an equal right. So it's their choice. Have your own choice and preference too. Mind your own business. So that's it. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much, and bye.